Hello, hello. What's up, pimps? It's me, Stal, or Dylan. I don't care what you call me. And I'm back again for another video. It's the week 2 of the VDL. We got our matchup against Roki. Roki makes really good videos. Y'all should go check out his channel. But more importantly, uh, this is the matchup we got. He's got a Terra Mamoswine. He picked that round 1. And then I got the rest of his pick out of order because heaven forbid I do something in order. But he's got the Urshifu Rapid Strike as well, just like we had last season. We all know how scary Urshifu Rapid Strike can be. Noivern, Ninetales, Gambit, Gligar. Those are the 6 that I'm expecting to show. I could see Toxtricity showing just because, it kind of walls my fighting types. I can't really touch it back, but those are the 6 I'm expecting. But that's a scary 6. Like, King Gambit Sucker Punch, that basically counters our Spectrier. Alola Ninetales getting the Aurora Veil up is very difficult to deal with. That's why we're bringing some Brick Breaks this week. And then I still really like Bramblegast. I'm a big Bramblegast boy. But I don't see Bramblegast showing this week. Mostly because of Spectrier and Sneasler just kind of ruining its life. And then Manaphy and Hoopa. Manaphy doesn't really fit super well against my team because of Rillaboom, Quagsire having Water Absorb, and it's just genuinely being like outsped by like my top 4. But Hoopa I could see show. Lots of potential for that. So I think the 6 I'm expecting are these 6, and then outside chance of Hoopa and Toxtricity. Anyways, let's get into what I brought and less of what he's gonna bring. Oh, I'm also expecting Terra Poison on the Mamo, by the way. Keep that in your mind when I'm showing my prep. Kimberly, the Spectrier. We're going plush mode this week with our little pictures, so we got a little plus Spectrier. And so I got a Life Orb Grimnay set, modest special attack, so I'm technically slower than a max speed Noivern, but he won't know that, which makes me think that he will just switch out with Noivern, and I can bluff the hell out of him. Substitute, Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot. I just want this thing to hit as hard as I can. Substitute, so that way I can go up against the King Gambit. If I sub and then I Nasty Plot, Gambit's taking 50% from a Shadow Ball, which is not a lot in Spectrier terms, but it's still really nice to get that chip off on Gambit so I can finish it off late game. Will-O-Wisp for the Gambit as well. Spectrier is really just so that way it's great against the rest of his team, but the way that Gambit deals with it is just very difficult to actually deal with. So Life Orb Spectrier is showing up. Scar the Sneasler, he's back, and this time we're just going with the classic Unburden set. Last week, obviously, I brought the Unburden, but it was the Switcheroo Pecha Berry. But this week, I just want this thing to sweep. It's beautiful for a late game sweep after I get after this grassy sleeve goes off. Getting the defense boost is huge. I'm only running an invested 80 speed, so I outspeed a Adamant or Shifu. If for some reason it's Adamant and it doesn't have a Trailblaze up yet or something along those lines, it's hoping to get a Trailblaze up, I will outspeed it. And then Unburden just lets me outspeed just about everything, including a Scarf Noivern, which is his fastest possible mon. HP investment, mostly because I just didn't really need the speed, so I just made this thing bulky. It's going to live a few extra hits because of that, especially with that defense boost that the Grassy Seed's going to give it. And then the attack's also very just maxed out. This thing's doing damage. Dire Claw, Close Combat, Acrobatics. Acrobatics is all we have to hit the Gligar and the Terra Poison Mamoswine. But after a Swords Dance, Acrobatics is doing around 40% to the Gligar and around 50% to the Mamo, I believe. So still hitting it decently hard while not being able to really finish it off. Next up, we got the lad, Sloth the Rillaboom. First time showing, and Sloth is being held up by someone in this photo, and he does not look happy about it. I'm going Yachi Berry. This thing can 1v1 the Mamoswine. If it's not Terrad, Grassy Glide kills. If it is Terrad, High Horsepower kills, especially after an SD. This thing also has the potential to one-shot the Urshifu with a Grassy Glide, depending on what set he's running. So I'm running a Jolly Nature, so that way it's faster than all his base 80 Mons. He has like 3 Mons sitting at base 80 speed, so just hitting that magic number to just outspeed all of those is why the high horsepower is there. Because it outspeeds the Mammo and it'll outspeed a few other options. And then the attack 252. U-turn, Solar Stance, Grass Glide, high horsepower. Yeah. Anyways, and because of the Yachi Berry, I'm living in Icicle Crash and then killing with the high horsepower. Greed, the Cryogonal. Cryo's HDB. I think this is almost the exact same set that I ran last week, except for instead of being a speed invested nature, I'm a special defense invested nature. And I think I have literally like 4 less special defense and 4 more speed or something along those lines. Like, it's almost the exact same set that I ran. I was originally gonna put Aurora Veil on this thing, so that way I could actually match Veils with him, but truly just flash cannoning it and getting the chip off is just better. Rapid Spin so I don't get rocked up on. Freeze Dry hits Urshifu, it hits Manaphy, it hits Noivern, it hits Gligar. His leads, this thing actually deals with all 3 of his leads fairly well with the Ninetales, the Noivern, and the Gligar. And then Recover's just there in case I need to recover. But just a classic Cryogonal set and just bulk a bit. Rotom Heat. Mustang. Mustang is facing away from us because he is a shame that he wasn't here week 1, and so he's shunning us. He's a little upset right now, but we're running a lefties, and then the stat spread's kind of wild on this thing, and the reason it's wild isn't because I calced for a specific thing or anything like that. It's because I really like even numbers when I'm building my teams. So it has exactly 330 defense. It has exactly like all of the numbers basically end in a 5 or a 0, and that's why it has 16 special attack, 40 special defense, and then 8 speed. The 8 speed is also there just in case he speed crept it with something like a Gligar or something along those lines, like just enough to outspeed like a min speed one. I'd rather just outspeed those things if possible. Overheat, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp are the main 3, and then I last switched Foul Play to 2 Thunderbolt just in case the Urshifu's locked in with like a Choice Band and it's locked into CC, or a Choice Scarf in theory. I just need something in order to hit the Urshifu if this thing's like last alive. Now, last but not least, we got Wrath, the Slitherwing. He's back, our Terror Captain. And I knew that I needed something special for this matchup. I didn't know exactly what to bring against him. I had so many different Slitherwing sets. I had a Scarf Terra Ice at one point to deal with the Gligar. I had a Terra Water with Rocky Helmet to deal with the Urshifu. There was just so many different sets that I was just running through, and finally I was just like, I'm fed up with trying to find a proper set to defensively check this man or offensively check this man. And I walked to the back of a kitchen and I went, "Excuse me, chef, this butter chicken ain't spicy." And he went, "Oh, 1 second, sir." And then he threw chili flakes in my eyes and I was blinded. After all that was out of my eyes, I awoken to the idea, a vision in my mind. The heat was in my eyes and in my mind. Terra Psychic Weakness Policy. This guy's wanting to like pivot with U-turn on Gligar, pivot with U-turn on Noivern. Both those mons coming against Slitherwing. Both of those are really effective against Slitherwing. However, I can punish the hell out of those things by getting a weakness policy proc off on one of those U-turns. And so I'm running some nice bulk on this with a 144 HP, 140 attack, adamant, with 224 speed, which outspeeds any Noiverns after a Trailblaze. But this is some heat. This is certified spice. This is, if you were to go to a restaurant, they would be like, "Are you sure you want that?" If they saw my complexion, they'd be like, "You cannot eat this. White boy, go home." But this white boy cooked right here. This is a set. This is gas. Alright, how we doing today? It is currently week 2 of the VDL, and I'm about to go up against Roki. Roki is a good guy, good battler. He makes really good YouTube videos. You guys should go check him out if you haven't already, because he makes absolute gas. He said he's searching. Oh, look, we found him. We're all in. We are all in. Alright. let's see what he's got. He's Terra Fire. I'm fine with that. That's actually... I'm a little shocked by Terra Fire, but it works really well for me. He's got Mamo, Ursh. No King Gambit. This is huge. I didn't really prep for Hoopa. But that's fine. Like, I prepped for Hoopa, but Hoopa wasn't, like, big on my list. I'm just gonna lead this Spectre, which, before I was about to say, Tom helped me build, the Spectre. Mostly his idea there. I also got some assistance from Matt this week during the team building process. Just, you know, get some general thoughts, but Tom helped me a lot with mocks. And this is almost exactly what I thought, except for I thought the Mamo was going to be Terra Poison. And I thought that he was going to have Gambit instead of Hoopa. But this is good. This is really good. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to lead that. I think I'm going to lead with the Cryogonal now. Because no Gambit means that a late game Spectre can just run through him. This is looking to be a very interesting game. Yeah, like I said earlier, Roki's a great battler. I think that the Hoopa might be AV if he brought it. There's the Ninetales. That's almost exactly what I thought there. And I'm just going to go for the Flash Cannon here. He's going to probably Aurora Veil up. If he does get the Aurora Veil, Flash Cannon's doing 32 to 38. Did he? Terra? And boom. We're back where we were. Yeah, a little more damage since he's not just a pure ice type anymore. And I think I'm just going to go into my Wrath here. Because I think he's going to switch out. Ooh, I wonder what he'll switch into, though. I could see him going Urshifu here. I could see him going Mamo here. He's not switching. Interesting. What's he hitting? Encore. Sick. I'm just going to Terra Brick Break here. He hasn't switched, I don't think, because I think the switch happens before the Terra if he were to switch. So, Aura Veil, Encore, I'm assuming Baton Pass, and then I'm assuming last will either be Moonblast or Blizzard. What's he switching into is the question. Ninetales is chunked probably down to, say around 65%? That's my guess. Who knows? Not me. I don't really play this game. Royzar. Who is that? Gligar. Cool, cool, cool. Brick break through that. Aura Veil gone. Snow is still up. Gligar took like nothing. Y'all think that's about 10%? I don't. I think that thing's probably a max defense variant, which means that 8 to 10%. Now, I'm gonna Trailblaze against this thing. And hope it goes for the U-turn. He went for the knockoff. which still activates the weakness policy. Cool. That's fine with me. And knock off here. That did a decent chunk though. I don't know if I want to substitute. I no longer have the item, so knockoff can still do around 25%. I'm just gonna Terra Blast here. I need this Gligar broken, so that way I can run through the rest of his team. Comes out the U-turn. I think I should have Trailblazed there. But now even if he does have Gligar later, I'm still gonna beat it. I should outspeed everything except for a Scarf or Shifu. I guess I also want to outspeed a Scarf Hoopa on ground. Depends on what a Scarf Hoopa on ground is calced to outspeed. Same with the Urshifu, I guess. But even the Urshifu I still shouldn't outspeed. Slitherwing, Terra Psychic. Alright, so Gligar's down below 50. And the rest of his team is full health except for the Ninetales. This is the Mammo. This is a Terra Fire Mamoswine. So if he clicks Terra Fire, Psychic's gonna do the most damage here. Depends on his spread as well. And I probably die to an Earthquake as well. But rolls are not in my favor to kill anyways. I'm just gonna click the Psychic and just try and get as much damage off on this thing as I can. Ice Shard shouldn't kill, I don't think. Here comes the fire. This is a roll to kill depending on his spread. So, and I got it. Perfect. Mamoswine out of the game. This is great. This is actually perfect. Mamoswine drops to Slither. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is actually the perfect lead for me. This is exactly... I'm not expecting Slitherwing to stay around, but this is exactly what I wanted him to do. Hoopa lives his hits and then probably kills back, which, that's fine. I'm just going to Brick Break, get as much damage off on this. Oh, it's a Scarf Hoopa. So we know Scarf. Sure, Scarf. And it's Dark Pulse, which means that it's probably a max special attack. See, and this is why we didn't click the second Trailblaze. Now we know this thing's scarfed. Dark Pulse. Modest Hoopa. Alright, so Hoopa kills Slitherwing. Slitherwing's gone. Slitherwing did his job though, so I'm not too upset by this. Dark Pulse is doing good damage to the majority of my team. Sneasler eats one though. Cryo eats multiple but doesn't really clap back. I think I'm just gonna go Rillaboom because the Rillaboom was designed to take out that that Mamoswine, and now that it's gone, I can kind of just lose the Rilla. I don't want to lose the Rilla, to properly explain, but if he wants to go for the Dark Pulse, he can, but if not, He's going to switch out here, and I'm just going to get a free U-turn. Yeah. Which means I get the momentum. Strago, that's Ninetales again. Perfect. I need something faster than a Ninetales. Which means that I might just go into... yeah, I might just go into Sneasler here and go for the Sneasler setup now. Because I really don't want him to get the... This is hard. Because I really don't want him to get the... whatchamacallit back up. The screen. Because if he gets the screen back up, that's dangerous. I have Rillaboom for late game, and I have Spectre for late game, which means I can start going for Sneasler here. Unburden triggers, which means that I got the defense boost. It has leftovers, not light clay, so that's good as well. Leftovers. And I think I just go for the Dire Claw here now. Because nothing on his team really takes it. Yeah. I should have gone for the SD. Whatever. Who's he sending? Noivern. Okay, cool. Noivern takes this Dire Claw. Not well. And I poisoned him. If he does have... he could have Hurricane. That's a defensive Noivern. So, obviously this one's not defensive. If this thing's Scarf, can it outspeed me? And just say Unburden's triggered. Ooh, it's gonna be... I don't think this thing can outspeed me even if it is Scarf, so I think I'm just gonna go for another Dire Claw here. Or do I go for the Acrobatics because it's better on whatever's switching in? If he tries to go into Gligar, the Acrobatics is better. Same with her Shifu. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Acro. Cool, Noivern drops. Keep us scarfed. Gligar's out. How much is a high horsepower doing? I think I easily live a high horsepower, which means I can set up my Sword Stance here, and then crack back. Ooh! I still live it, though. That still did a lot, though, I will say. And then I'm just gonna Acro here, and hope that I get this kill. I think it's gonna be close on whether or not I kill it. I get it. Cool, cool, cool. I think I might just have the win here. Especially now that the Gligar is gone. Depends on if he has priority on something. Aqua Jet is not killing right now, actually, so that's fine. Doesn't have priority on Ninetales, and I doubt he's running a Vacuum Wave, which also wouldn't do anything to me. Yeah, Ninetales back out. And I'm just going to Dire Claw here. Yeah, this is... I think I've just won. Sneasler gets the kill there. Sneasler may have gotten this sweep, but I'm giving a lot of credit to the Slitherwing here. Because that Slitherwing really broke through. Like, that Gligar wouldn't have been that low. I couldn't have hit the SD. No, this is a question. What can I kill this thing with? CC, actually. Will probably do the job. Koopa. I lose my defense and my special defense, which means that Aqua Jet might be in range 31 to 35 from an Adamant Aqua Jet. And that's a Choice Scarf variant. So let's say it's not Choice Scarf, it's Life Orb. If it's Lorb, it's 41 to 58, which means if this thing's a Choice Band Aqua Jet, it can kill. But if it's not, I get the win. Cool. Alright. That's a big win for me. That's a huge win, actually. 5-0, that's massive. GG, Roki. I still, I was not expecting that Scarfoopa, to be fair. But I hope to play you again in playoffs, man. Have a good one. Alright, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you making it to the end of the video. And I very much hope to play Roki again in playoffs. Absolute heater of a match, and I like the gas of Slitherwing worked. Like Slitherwing worked, Sneasler worked. Everything just came right out into my favor. So, got to really appreciate that. And after this win, I should be at the #1 in the standings. So, let's keep it rolling, boys. Have a good one.